Hey, what is up, everyone? This is Warren from the Rhapsody Piano Studio. Want to welcome you to today's live stream. We're going to be learning Well Done by, I believe the group is The Afters. This is going to be for easy piano. In this video, I will be showing you the step-by-step instructions on how to practice and learn pretty much any song effectively. So you can apply what I'm teaching you here to any song that you play at whatever level. You can find links in the cards, in the sheet music links and cards, as well as the description below, as well as on my website. I'll try to put them everywhere as well. And when you're done with this lesson, by the way, you want to think of these, as I said before, these are the step-by-step instructions. The tutorial links also included in the cards are where you want to test it out to see if you're actually understanding what I'm showing you here, okay? All right, so a little bit about this. This is going to be in A major, this arrangement. It's about 6 pages, but the way most songs work, it's probably a little bit shorter anyway because they tend to have a lot of repetitions, it's just, that's what songs do, okay? All right, Well Done by the Afters. We're gonna get started, and last thing is hit that subscription button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hit the notification bell too. That is if you want to catch whenever I go live on these lessons. I also include the schedule of upcoming lessons in every video, the comment section after every lesson is over anyway, okay? So here we go. Well Done by the Afters. Let me show you the first part we're going to practice. We're gonna stop it right there. And as I show you this, it's you don't want to think of what I'm saying here as pretty much law, okay? Because it's these, you can interpret them, okay? So whatever I'm showing you here, feel free to kind of add your own flavor to it, if that makes any sense. So I thought about 4 measures. If that's like a little bit too easy for you, you go 8 measures. But this is what we're gonna do first, all right? Now we're gonna go and we're gonna separate this into left and right hand, okay? Hands separate practice. If we just look at the left hand, there's really not much to practice here because it's just a bunch of repeated notes on a single note, okay? So you go from A to E to F sharp, E, D, back to A. So actually you don't have to do it the way it's written. Like you don't have to play all these notes, just one at a time. That way, number one, we are practicing the basic pattern, and number two, which is an idea about practicing efficiently, you're saving time, okay? So let me show you again. This is all you need to practice here. Okay, and then like another bonus thing too, this is actually, I'm kind of actually making it a little bit more difficult, which is always the good thing, okay? If you make practice more difficult, then when you play the actual song, the performance is a lot smoother. All right, so let's try it together. Just the left hand. Ready, go. Okay, now I'm just going to play the right hand melody for you. Seems like it repeats, okay? So let's try that together. Just the right hand. Ready, go. And you notice I stopped at the next part, the beginning of the next little, we're gonna call these chunks, okay? Beginning of the next section, next chunk. For my younger students, the idea I like to tell them in class is, think of it as a musical pizza, and we're taking one slice at a time, okay? All right, now we're gonna go back and do both hands. Give it a listen. Okay, let's try that together. Ready, go. Now I'm gonna continue on, and I'm guessing here, and I'm looking at it here. It looks like a direct repetition, okay? And I stopped on the next page, which is measure 10. Now, what would you do in this situation? Just stop and pause the video if you want to think about this for a second. Because I just gave you a clue. It's the same thing. So, this is what I tell my students, and this is what I do when I practice, is when you're practicing, not playing through, right, like a performance, when you're practicing this, if you come across the same exact section, just skip it, okay? To practice it is a waste of time, in my opinion. Because when you play the whole song, you're gonna go through all these sections anyway, okay? All right, so we're just gonna go ahead to measure 10, okay? Okay, and then, by the way, those of you who might be more familiar with the song might not agree with where I'm stopping this, because look, I'm telling you, I don't know the song at all, so I'm just kind of taking a guess here. So, I practiced it from measures 10 to 17, okay, so it's about 6 measures, and then the first beats going into the next chunk, okay? So same thing here, we're gonna do hand separate. Let's take the right hand this time, the melody. Okay, let's try it together. 10 to 17. Ready? Go. And I'm gonna kind of revise this because we should stop at 16, because that sounds like it's just going to repeat this this musical phrase again. Okay, so let's stop at 16 this time. All right. Anyway, now onto the left hand, and I'm just going to play all these chord notes here. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a little quick interval explanation here. What is an interval? It's pretty much the distance from one note to the next. Okay, so we're gonna call this a second because it's the very next note. 1, 2, you always count the first one as well. And here, this is a third, okay? So I'm gonna go through each one of these because as a beginner, like the more patterns you understand, the easier it is to both understand the music you're playing and practice. So if we go from measure 12, these are thirds. And here, we have a fourth, skipping 2 notes in between. Third, fourth, third, third, third. Okay? So it's kind of, I know, it sounds like a math test, but really, it does help a lot. Okay? So let me show you again. Thirds here, fourth, third, fourth, thirds. Okay, so I'll play one more time. I'll see if you can identify these as I play them. Okay, stopping at measure 16. Let's try it together from measure 10. Okay, and we're back to both hands. together from 10 and stopping at 16. Ready? Go. Okay, now I'm looking at 16. As I go along, it just looks like the same thing. Let me see where this ends. So from measure 16, here's the next little chunk. The same thing so far. Same thing here. It just repeats. It goes up here, right? And we're back to the beginning melody. So you will have more notes. It's going to develop a little bit more. Now, when you have one chunk and you have another chunk, you need to put them together. You need to combine them. However, we've had some parts that are pretty much the same. So I usually don't do this, but I want to show you a sample here of when you're putting it all together, okay? So I usually wouldn't, go from the beginning all the way to here, but I want you to hear what it sounds like to do larger and larger sections is what you should be doing, like building it up, okay? So I'm gonna go from the beginning all the way to measure 16. I'm gonna do hands separate. Feel like a magician. And then hands together. And then I want you to just try it with me at the same time. And this is your first, first time trying this out. You're gonna find it pretty difficult because you have to notice like focus and concentration. If you're not able to go this far, then that's something you need to develop, which is why you need to do smaller parts at the same time, okay? All right, let's start with the left hand all the way from the beginning. All right, ready, go. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that if you found, or if this was like the first time you tried something like this, you probably found it a bit difficult, okay? So it shows you why you need to do small chunks at a time. And if you didn't find that difficult, then you probably need to work on something a little bit more difficult. This is probably too easy for you, okay? Yes, you can consider that a compliment if you want. All right, from the beginning, here's the right hand. So at the same time, stopping at the same place, just at the, we're going all the way to the third page. So we're doing the first two pages here. Ready, go. Okay, now go back to the beginning and try both hands, all right? Ready, go. Now I'm gonna finally go on from 22. Let's see if we have anything different here, because it sounds like the same melody so far. Okay, so it is the same thing, but it's doing slight little differences here and there. So I think this is good enough to actually practice this section, okay? So we're gonna go 22 and going all the way to 30 this time. There's the right hand. Sorry, I did that wrong. I'm gonna try one more time. Okay, let's look at the left hand. And remember those intervals I was talking about? We have fourth, and then a new interval this time. We have a fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there's not too much new stuff going on here. I'm gonna play for you anyway. 22 to 30. Actually, we're gonna go back to what I showed you in the beginning. Instead of doing it as repeating notes, we're just gonna go to each new pattern as fast as possible. Let me show you. Okay, so whenever possible, you want to save as much time as you can. All right, left hand, let's try that together. Ready, go. Then back to both hands. Okay, try that together. 22. Ready? Go. Okay, so I hope by now you're kind of getting an idea of this basic way of practicing. So you take this basic approach, any song, really any song. You can watch any of my videos. It's pretty much the same pattern and same process that we follow here. Okay, I'm gonna keep going from 30. It looks like the same thing. Yeah, so we're not gonna practice this part. Let me see if there's anything new. Nope, I'm gonna speed up a bit. Okay, so that's all the same. Let me see if there's any part that's different. Yeah, so kind of interesting. You can skip this entire fourth page, okay? Even to 46. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, so actually we're going to take it from 44. There's like a little small transition going into this last section here, I think. All right, so let's see from 44 what it sounds like. Yeah, so that's a place we could practice, okay? And this part, I would suggest just only doing right hand practice and then both hands together, because if you look at the left hand, it's the same exact pattern. So that you can skip as well. So here's just the right hand, and then we're just going to practice both hands after that. And I'm gonna actually take it from the pickup to 44. 4. Pickup means like a beat before the actual measure, okay? I like using the thumb here to get to this third easier. Okay, try it together. Ready, go. Okay, let's try that together. Ready, go. Okay, we're kind of going. We have a little repeated section. If you want to take the repeat, but anyway. Oh, right here. There we go. Okay. So left hand, once again, we don't really need to practice it. The pattern is exactly the same. So we're just going to focus on right hand and both hands here. It's pretty much the melody, but they're making it in thirds. Okay, let's try it together. Ready? This is 48. Ready? Go. Okay, back to both hands. Okay, ready, go. Okay, keeping it going from 52. Looks like it's the same thing. Except this here. Okay, so that's 53. I'm not really gonna do this whole section because this is the only new part, okay? And I don't even think you need to practice it. Just be aware of it when you're playing, okay? All right, we're gonna do 56. Looks like the last page here. And I just want to ask you guys quickly, if you have enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If it's helping you learn and you find it valuable, yeah, hit that like button. And also, share this video after this live stream is over with anyone you think would appreciate it and would love to learn it on piano, okay? All right, here's the last section. I'm just gonna give you the whole entire last page here because I want to. So if you heard that last section, it's just pretty much the first page repeated again, okay? All right, the only new part here is 56 all the way to 60. So that's all we're gonna practice. Let me show you the right hand. Let's play something here. They want you to hold this. There's a piece of hair here, okay. They want you to hold this because it's a half note. So you have to hold it for the entire time, or you're gonna try to attempt to hold it for the entire time. Playing this on top. This might be something that's a lot. If you're first time doing something like that, we call this like finger independence, finger control, whatever you want to label it. If this is your first time doing it, it's going to be incredibly difficult, okay? No way around it. So you might just try as much as possible, but if you can't do it, don't just keep banging your head against the wall. You have plenty more opportunities if you keep practicing more music. You're going to come across these types of holding patterns, if you want to call it that way, if you keep on going. So no need to really try to sit down and master this part, okay? So just try enough times and then just let it go. Now here, you cannot hold it because, look here, that melody. Okay, so that shouldn't even like be a half note, because you can't hold it, you have to repeat it. So this is the only one you have to hold for the entire 2 beats. So when you're doing this, make sure you let go right away. Okay, you can't even think of it as a quarter note. Okay, it's pointless. Okay, so let me show you right hand again. And then when you do it, it is kind of awkward at first if you're not used to it, using a thumb on the black key. The most traditional teachers say you should never put the thumb on the black key. Not always true, okay? If that's too weird, you can do it with the second finger. So I'm not sure if that's any better. Okay, anyway. All right, so this is 56 all the way to 60. Ready, go. Okay, we're gonna look at the left hand quickly here. These are all half notes, but what did I say about saving time? We're not gonna hold these for 2 beats. You're just gonna turn them into quarter notes, basically 1 beat at a time. Let me show you. Yeah, and then all the reasons I mentioned where, you keep it, make it faster, more efficient, more difficult, and whatnot, more challenging, okay? So that's why we do that. Let me show you again. All the way to 60. All right, let's try it together. Ready, go. Okay, now we're gonna take it from 56. This time, let's just go all the way to the end, okay? Ready, go. And that is it for this lesson, but here's a recap. Make sure you stick around for this before we officially end this lesson. So what we practiced, the concepts we covered for this song, pretty much practice concepts for any song at any level. Small chunking, okay? Picking the smallest part at a time, and then practicing that hands separate, then back to hands together. Then taking those small chunks and then just putting it all together, okay? Like building it until you have the whole entire song. You definitely want to skip repeated sections because it's a waste of time. What else I say here? The other thing I showed you here is that, speaking of repeated sections, a lot of repeated notes. So instead of just doing all those, just one is fine. Okay, just getting the basic pattern. And yeah, I believe that is it. Once again, well done by the Afters. This is A major, 6-page arrangement, but if you look at it, it's more like a 2.5-page arrangement because it's just repeated sections all over the place, okay? All right, so that was it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this video, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. Make sure you check out the cards for a lot more information. Check out my website as well. Tons of more available resources there. Everything's a lot more organized as well. You'll definitely find something else to practice and enjoy playing on piano, okay? All right, thank you guys so much. Hope you guys are being safe out in that crazy world out there. It's just getting a little bit out of hand. I'm telling you, I'm pretty concerned too. So, you guys out there, I care about everybody as a human being.